After the Congress vowed yesterday in its manifesto to ban the Bajrang Dal if it comes to power, it faces scathing attacks. For the second day, the VHP and Bajrang Dal protested against Congress nationwide. After Delhi, there were protests in Bengaluru, in Hyderabad. In fact, a non-stop Hanuman Chalisa path across temples is also being organized by the Saffron organization. The biggest support for the devotees of Bajrang Bali came from the Prime Minister himself, who started his speech at Mudbidri with the chant of Bajrang Bali Ki Jai.
Bajrang Bali ki, Bajrang Bali ki, Bajrang Bali ki.
I see it as the worst form of minority appeasement. PFI, as admitted by the Congress also, is an anti-national organization, believes in violent means, while Bajrang Dal is a group of the nationalist people working for the country, working for the dharma. There are no cases against Bajrang Dal or Bajrang Dal workers of any kind pending in the country. Therefore, comparing Bajrang Dal with PFI is a sinister lie. The Congress must remember that it has played this game earlier also, with the RSS also. RSS has been banned 3 times.
Meanwhile, the Chief Minister of Karnataka also today lashed out at the Congress, asking them how they could make a comparison between the PFI and the Bajrang Dal. The Congress, though, continues to defend its decision, saying that they are only against communal forces.
PFI ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 3-4 ವರ್ಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಅದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಾನೂನು ಇದೆ, ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ಥರದ ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳವನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಓಲೈಕೆಯ ರಾಜಕಾರಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಭಾಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು? ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಲಭೆಯನ್ನು, ಕ್ಷೋಭೆಯನ್ನು ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಸೋಲ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿ ಈ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜನ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಭಾಷೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವ್ರ ಸೋಲನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಂಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ.
The main issue of the people is price rise. Main issue of the people is unemployment. Main issue of the people is that 40% commission what BJP is doing. And with all that, everybody wants to live harmoniously, peacefully, with a bond of brotherhood. Whichever organization tries to spoil this will be dealt very clearly. And this side organization, Bajrang Dal, is involved in violence, believes in violence, takes law into its hand, and it is on record. Congress government will deal it very seriously and very, very strongly. So what is wrong in that? Why should they oppose?
देखिए, कांग्रेस तो हमेशा से सांप्रदायिक शक्तियों के खिलाफ रही है, चाहे वो किसी भी समुदाय के, और इसलिए हमारा स्टैंड बहुत क्लियर है कि हम आने वाले समय में सांप्रदायिक शक्तियों के खिलाफ हमारी लड़ाई जारी रहेगी.
All right, so is this an attempt to try and create a polarizing narrative over Bajrang Dal? Let's go across to Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, B.S. Arun, senior journalist, Pankaj Sharma, political analyst, and Ravi Srivastav, also political analyst. Tuhin Sinha, you seem to be really capitalizing on one poll promise of the Congress. Why?
Well, good evening, Padmaja. Good evening, everybody. The Congress is habituated to pandering to jihadi elements, and with its promise of banning, with its claim of banning the Bajrang Dal, number one, it has, look at the notoriety in it, it has tried to draw a false equivalence between PFI and Bajrang Dal. The PFI is an organization about which a communist CM, V. Achyutanandan, had said that if PFI is given a free run by 2030, it will employ devious means to convert Kerala into a Muslim majority state. This is the truth about PFI. By falsely equating PFI with Bajrang Dal is an organization which is primarily aimed to be the first line of defense for Hindus in certain areas where there have been targeted killings of Hindus, like you witnessed last year in the aftermath of Nupur Sharma's incident, where Praveen Netaru was targeted. The Bajrang Dal is supposed to be the first line of defense for Hindus in such situations and in such areas. So by drawing a false equivalence, the Congress has only proved its fundamentally anti-Hindu mindset. And this is not the first time the Congress has tried to denigrate a Hindu organization. Rahul Gandhi has been bad-mouthing the blaming, accusing it of the murder of Gandhi, for which he has faced a defamation suit also. In 2005, they tried to question the existence of Lord Ram in an affidavit. So I think, and through the communal violence bill in 2011, which we thwarted, they tried to put the onus of all communal.
But are you going to make it into a national issue now? So because now the Bajrang Dal VHP are saying we'll do Hanuman Chalisa ka part across the country. Why do this across the country, Tuhin Sinha?
Well, if need be, yes, because the manifesto they have revealed in Karnataka basically shows the mindset of the present-day Gandhi family. They are fundamentally anti-Hindu. It was the same government in 2005 which had filed an affidavit in Supreme Court saying that Lord Ram does not exist. It is the same Rahul Gandhi who apparently had gone to the US embassy to say that India faces the biggest problem from Hindu radicalism.
Okay, so that's a very serious charge when you're suggesting, and maybe Pankaj Sharma should respond to that.
Denigrate the Hindu community again.
Okay, that the instructions come right from the top, Pankaj Sharma, to denigrate the Hindu community.
You can say anything. When BJP or Bajrang Dal or RSS does anything, the instructions come from the top, from Narendra Modi. What is all this? I mean, these arguments have no basis, no sense. And what is common between Hanumanji and Bajrang Dal? Bajrang Dal has no connection with Hanumanji. Hanumanji is the, Lord of wisdom, courage, devotion, and self-discipline. Whereas Bajrang Dal stands for thoughtlessness, cowardice, hatred, and unnecessary indulgence. And tell me one more thing, is it allowed in the election rules to raise religious slogans in campaign rallies? Is our Prime Minister above all rules and traditions? So
answer 2 points. One, Tuhin Sinha, what's the comparison between Bajrang Dal and Bajrang Bali? And two, why are you chanting Bajrang Bali Ki Jai in a campaign rally? These are religious slogans.
Let me answer the second question first. Any chant, whether it is Jai Shri Ram, these are spiritual chants for us. These are not religious chants. We don't see it as communal at all, because Hinduism is a way of life in India as substantiated by a Supreme Court ruling way back in 1995. So for us, it's a part of our culture. It is for you. You may have a problem with that. The Congress may have a problem with that because the politics has been mired in pseudo-secularism and pandering to jihadi elements, which I said.
It's a spiritual chant, Mr. Sharma. Are you satisfied with that answer?
The other part about
then what is Allahu Akbar?
The entire organization.
What is Allahu Akbar?
Entire organization.
Can they also chant
the
this in their
entire organization, Bajrang Dal, invoked the valor of Lord Hanuman to safeguard the Hindu community. So yes, there is a direct link between.
There's a direct link, Ravi Srivastava.
Between Hanuman followers and Bajrang Dal.
Okay, respond. It's a spiritual chant and there's a direct connection. Ravi Srivastava.
Not an issue. BJP is void of issues, and BJP has got just clinging to this kind of act, and I am ashamed of a Prime Minister who is invoking religious sentiments in an election rally. A complaint should be filed and the issue should take action. I think this is absolutely utter rubbish, and it's very, very bad that Prime Minister is doing at this stage when the election rallies are going on.
Okay,
and
raising communal slogans again. This is now the biggest charge, Tuhin Sinha. In election rallies, you're going around making it into a religious poll campaign.
There is a fundamental, problem in Ravi Srivastavaji's and the Congress party's understanding of communalism. For us, these are unapologetic. These are unapologetic slogans of our. They are directly linked to our culture. When we say Bajrang Bali Ki Jai, in any situation, it is to invoke the valor of a community to defend against enemies of the nation. And today, unfortunately or unfortunately, the way the Congress has acted in pandering to jihadi elements, it has proved itself to be acting against the interests of the nation. Throughout the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi had been hobnobbing with people who were inimical to national security, whether it was Father of Panappa, who had denigrated Bharat Mata, or whether it was Rijal Makuti, who had butchered a calf 5 years ago. Throughout the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi had cozied up to anti-national elements. Today we have no qualms in invoking the valor of Lord Hanuman to fight against forces which are inimical to Bharat Mata.
Okay, I will bring back Mr. Pankaj Sharma on this, but I also want to go across to Mr. B.S. Arun, senior journalist. Do you see this having any real effect on the voters, on the voting pattern, Mr. Arun?
See, it's a bit difficult to say as of now, but BJP for the second successive day is trying to cash in on the issues raised by Congress on its manifesto. So, but this is sort of resonating across many districts in Karnataka. The Bajrang Dal activists have taken out marches and have even burnt the manifesto copies. BJP is trying its best to ensure that this won't die down. So, for the second successive day, Prime Minister Modi, who has held today, I think, about 3 rallies, and in all the 3 he mentioned this, and various other leaders of the BJP are also not lagging behind.
But does the voter really care about these issues? In your analysis, are people really picking up? Because so far it had been a case of 40% Sarkara, where the Congress largely said, listen, the BJP in its last 3.5 years hasn't really delivered on its promises. Has that narrative, according to you, shifted, even if slightly?
I don't think it has shifted very much, because if you look at the history of Karnataka is not like the typical, BJP states which sort of, go down with the party, ideas like the polarization issue, communal issue, like that. Karnataka, if you take the history, it has been, except for the couple of districts, like the coastal districts, Karnataka has not favored the polarization of the communities. So I don't think it will make a huge impact on the history, but maybe here and there it might.
Okay, Tuhin Sinha, it's not really having much of an impact, according to Mr. Arun. Maybe in coastal Karnataka, where the Prime Minister was today in Mudubidri, but largely across the rest of the state, not so much.
Yes.
Padmaja, you can ask your correspondents on the ground. In the last 7 days, the entire mood in Karnataka has changed. We have, after the Honorable Prime Minister started with his rallies over there, we have followed a very focused 2-pronged approach. Number one, calling out the Congress hypocrisy on the issue of corruption when it comes to acting against the corrupt. Rest assured, we will act in the same manner that we acted against the perpetrators or the people responsible for the Morbi incident. Please remember that just 6 months back, the opposition made similar accusations against us of not acting against the people responsible for the Morbi. Today, all of them are in jail and a charge sheet has been filed. Similarly, we will not compromise on anybody involved in corruption, but to make wild allegations has been the hallmark of Congress politics. Number two, we have called out on the communal hypocrisy, and number three, we have been able to showcase all the infrastructure development and social welfare schemes which have improved the lives of people of Karnataka. So if you look at the Honorable Prime Minister's speeches, he has been as focused on giving out data about how the social welfare schemes have benefited the people of Karnataka.
Okay, so the two are going hand in hand, Ravi Srivastava. But this is just something the Congress has given on a platter. Why should the BJP pass it up?
There is nothing like on the platter. Whatever Congress has said is absolutely the agenda and the practice they have been doing for last 135 years. The secularism is sacrosanct, and that is the spirit of the Constitution. Nobody will be swayed away by these Jai Bajrang Bali or Jai Shri Ram chants. There were people who were doing in the coastal district, in the pubs, they were beating the girls, bringing them outside. They were beating people, the Ajaan, the hijab, halal, madrasa. All this nonsense by these communal people will be discarded by the Karnataka people. The Kannada people are very, very enlightened. They know what are the actual issues on where they have to vote. They will not buy this communal nonsense at all. I can assure
Well, that's the best case scenario for any election and for any state. The voter should be enlightened and should not be taken in by any kind of narrative. Should only follow his or her heart and his brain, most importantly. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me. We got getting news right now related to